And what we gotta do on your account, I gotta change.
This is actually, if I can see your OBS, that actually works great for me.
Yeah, that would be amazing to do. But hold on for a second.
Sure.
I'll plan it all. Too loud. Yeah, this is the proper volume. And the chat. We need chat. Ooh. Here he goes. All right. I guess.
I mean, I can't read the chat anyway, so.
So you may see some of the questions being typed in English, so.
That's fair. That's fair.
If you want to react on them, just feel free to interrupt me.
Can you move it up just a little bit so I can see your face?
Yep.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Так, привет, ребята. Funky Soul, Рубилов Games, Дмитрий Акпасов. Здорово, бандиты. Так, все видно, все слышно. Попросим Deadwood чуточку позднее тогда тоже проверить звук. Значит, буквально 5-10 минут мы с вами поговорим. Если у вас есть какие-то вопросы, задайте их Deadwood. Подумайте, возьмите время, воспользуйтесь переводчиком, потому что сегодня будет, вероятно, один из тех немногих случаев, когда вы сможете задать эти вопросы Deadwood. Как все практически постояльцы нашего стрима знают, это один из тех немногих сверхинновативных людей, инновационных, я бы сказал, людей в сфере и клан-босса, и во многих других сферах. И сегодня у нас, к счастью, появилась возможность провести небольшое, не совсем строгое, но интервью с Deadwood. Ладно? Почему он завис? Да нет, он просто втыкает. Подожди, или да. Подожди. Во. Все, теперь все норм. И сейчас я подрежу еще. Yeah. The fuck.
Well, hello, everybody.
Yo.
Good to see you all.
Yeah, could you please say hello to Deadwood? Everyone in English. That would be awesome. Мужик, ты чего?
Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for having me on, Bumpy. Appreciate this, man.
Yeah, I'm very glad that you are here. And this is, as I already said to the audience in Russian, that is probably the most stressful moment for me, because here's my idol and it's probably the only chance I could see you on my stream. So we gotta take over of this moment.
Well, that's very humbling for you to say that. I don't know that I deserve those kind words.
You do, you do.
But I will take them and run with them. You can't have it back. Yeah, it was great. I mean, I always like talking clan boss, like talking raid.
Yep. And today you will have a lot of questions, not only about the raid, but also about your personal life, about the motivation you had when you first started making videos on raid, and many other things that probably audience is interested in. How are you, man? Yo.
I'm doing good. You know, I'm excited to answer whatever questions you have, the viewers have. Hello, everybody in the chat. Just
let them get alive, because this is 9 a.m. in Moscow. They gotta take their time, make a coffee, and then probably they'll be prepared to make some of the questions. Alright, кто у нас тут? Ордостанк, hello, Егерь Плей, hi, Рубилов Games, мужик, ты чего шляпу поделал, почему завис? Привет всем, прекрасного всем утра, замечательного настроения, воскресного дня. Сегодня, как я уже говорил, сейчас еще буквально 10-15 минут ребята соберутся, и мы поедем засыпать нашего золотого Deadwood вопросами, самыми разными. Если по КБ интересуют какие-то разработки, пишите по-русски, я буду транслировать это все ему на английский, стараться. Конечно, Английский язык я уже во многом забыл, уже года 3, наверное, я не использовал. And yeah, by the way, it was probably 3 years ago when was the last time I spoke to the English-speaking person, so I might have some of the mistakes. Yeah, but I did actually get a bachelor degree in the U.S. college.
Nice.
4 years ago, so I do speak, but sometimes we might have some disconnects. So if something, you can ask me, and I will expand on my thing and thoughts. Okay?
Absolutely. Look, don't worry about it. I'm very comfortable saying what, and I didn't understand that.
Okay.
I'm actually a little hard of hearing sometimes. So like I'm very comfortable saying I didn't understand that.
Okay. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, your English is great too. I haven't noticed an issue, so we're fine.
Thank you very much. Get me speak from my heart. Liberty Prime. Deadwood, what do you think about Lanakis in counter packs, and why? You mean the CB packs, CB teams?
Yeah, sure. I get a lot of people actually asking me about Lanakis in Clan Boss teams because Lanakis is an amazing champion. If you guys have her, she's great everywhere. She gives you a turn meter boost. She gives you healing. She gives you ally attack, which is always really, really strong. Mm-hmm. The issue is that because Lanakis has a chance for extra turns, and because she gives a turn meter boost, that she's pretty much impossible to speed tune with your team. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean she's not good for Clan Boss. She's amazing for Clan Boss. But you have to run a speed team. And by that, I mean just pure speed, much as you can. Try to balance it out and see which way gives you the most turns. But you can't expect to have a tuned team with Lanakis unless you're going to manual her. If you want to manual a run with Lanakis, then maybe you have a chance. But in general, it's not going to work out. She can be really good with counterattack, though. You just have to make sure that your counterattack champions are moving at a fast speed, too. And so that they're getting their counterattacks are refreshing in pace with what Lanakis should be doing. If you can do that, then you're going to be in good shape. But yeah, she's a tough one. She's one of those champions I would love to have, but I don't. But I think is still an amazing champion for Clan Boss. There's been more than a few really good runs that have been done in the community with Lanakis as a centerpiece for that team. I know Hell Hades actually back in I think this summer I helped Hell Hades re-gear his team and get to a 1 key for the first time. And the team he was running up into that point had a Lanakis in it. Mm-hmm. If Hell Hades can run a Lanakis successfully, I think anybody can. So I mean, or maybe not anybody, but it's obviously a usable strategy. You need Hell Hades gear and champions, but yeah. But yeah, Lanakis is amazing for sure.
And by the way, while we are talking about the speed teams in the CB, your inventions probably were the best and the very first one to actually beat Ultra Nightmare, because before it just you couldn't just do the speed team that can beat the Ultra Nightmare CB with 3 or 4 keys. Then it all comes up to the question of 2-1 teams speed ratio, and with the high cartoon and then apothecary, there is quite budget teams that made a whole new era of beating this Ultra Nightmare.
Yeah, it's one of the things with the calculator I've been so happy about is being able to come up with all these different kind of tunes. It wasn't easy like putting it together, and it hasn't been easy coming up with a lot of these tunes, but yeah. I've been very thankful that we were able to do that. And like the 2-1 was just like, I remember, I think it was like 2 years ago, I had this dream of going at a 2-1 ratio, right? I was like, I bet there's a way to do it. And I just, obviously you have to calculate it all. But with the calculator, I remember almost like a couple months after I put it out, I was talking with some people and I was like, hey, this is what I want to do. And people are like, well, you know, maybe this, maybe that. And all of a sudden it was like, oh, Mashal got changed. This is going to work. And then we found the speeds. And then I found it with Apothecary and Sandlash Survivor, Apothecary and Haikatune, like a double speed team, you know, White Whale. And
was it complicated to add each of a certain units with specific mechanics to the calculator, same as such as Mushalet, Seeker, and some other heroes that are actually almost impossible to get into the calculator? Because they have unique mechanics, and how do you do that?
Well, some of them I can't, right? Okay. Like Lanicus, I can't. If somebody has a percentage chance for something to happen, they don't work very well for it. But for those champions where it's a regular thing, it was just about making the right conditional, formulas for it. I built my calculator. I built in Excel.
Okay.
It's an Excel spreadsheet is what it is.
So it's based on Excel. Okay.
Yeah. So everything was conditional. So it's like if, and, ors, like all throughout the thing. I've had some people look at it and they're like, this is a mess. This thing is like just so massive. And it is, because there's so many conditions for so many different types of champions, but there's underlying base mechanics that apply for everybody. And so you're able to I was able to, sort a lot of that out and make it. Someone
asked me during the last stream probably that could you please add Bushi as a stun taker? Could you do that?
Yes. So
I don't know what his name in English version.
No, it's Bushy. Yeah, that's it. You got it.
It's him.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. Bushy has some unique mechanics, and they did just get changed. So
yeah.
So the reason why I don't have champions like Bushy in there is because his unique mechanic of the unkillable ability is based off of reviving.
Okay.
When a champion dies and then is reborn, their turn meter, if I'm not mistaken, starts off at 0.
0. Yep.
So it's like a reset of the calculator.
Okay.
That itself probably wouldn't be horrendous to figure out. The thing is, when do they die? At what point does that kick in?
Yeah.
At what point do I then have to program that starting point? And so that's another one of those conditional things. You never really know when someone's going to bite it. So I haven't been able to put that together. Yep. I'm sure it's possible. So many things are doable, but it's about finding the time and coming up with the method. That's the challenge. And since I put out the website and have been doing the YouTube and the streaming on Twitch and stuff, it's I don't have the time really to do that. I have been working on a second version of the calculator, so I'm really hopeful that in the next week or two, I don't know, hopefully sometime before Christmas, I think we should have a second version, which is going to be a lot more user friendly. It's going to have a lot more of the champions in there with their base stats already set up and their skills set up. So I'm very excited about that. But
should you will you replace the second version with the first, or it should be different, calculated on different page, so we can use the previous one?
It'll replace it.
Okay.
It's just it's flat better.
Okay. Because like there are some people struggling with the first one, and it's already the second version. So I just asked because of it.
That's one of those things. The first version's been out for almost 9 months now, I think. It's been out there for a little bit, and I've been wanting to move on to something a little bit more advanced, and so been working towards that. And honestly, I use an unfinished version of the new one already, like for my own personal stuff, like my takeovers and tuning and things like that. And it is infinitely easier and more accessible and faster. Really is a big part of it too. So I like what I have out there. I'm really proud of it, but I am also very, very excited to get the next step out.
Amazing. Yeah, and this would be. I'd say translated, our conversation was translated in Russian, and we'll have separate video in the channel so people can see it and can understand our speech and conversation. Now, let the interview start. So the first question I'd like to ask you, while we have a great opportunity, is what is raid for you?
What is raid for me? Boy, I guess at this point it's several things, right? It's a business. It's my only income at the moment. It's also a game I enjoy playing. I think something that I hadn't anticipated once I started doing the content creation stuff is maybe the most important part is it's become a community. You know, I have a very broad community at this point of people that, you know, follow me and support me, yourself among them, right? And it's like being able to have these kind of conversations with people, say things that are important to me, you know, and have people let me know that it was important to them. You know, I try to keep to the game as much as possible, but sometimes there are things that are bigger than the game. And it's nice to be able to have a way to communicate that with people and let people know that they're not struggling with whatever they're struggling with alone. Like out here in the US, we just had a really big holiday, Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And a lot of, you know, with the pandemic and stuff, people are, you know, struggling with, do I stay home or do I go visit family? And, you know, being able to say a little something to people, be able to say Thanksgiving was really nice for me. And hopefully it made it so other people aren't feeling, you know, stuck too. And like, because I like the appreciation I get from the community for the stuff I do has been phenomenal, and really humbling and eye-opening.
It is kind of hard to stay a leader for your audience, and it's quite important to not become hostage of your audience and your ideas. That is quite a complicated story for almost every content creator. You gotta lead your people, and there will always be prosperity and happiness.
Yeah, you know, I find well, I'll tell you this little story. So like I used to coach high school basketball, and I did that for like 5 years, and it was great. But there's a thing that I learned over time, and it's something I'd heard, but I hadn't seen it in action, is that a team takes on the identity of their coach. And you can see this in professional sports all the time. And it's usually at that point on the professional level, it's usually the best player that gives the identity to the team. So, you know, depending on the type of player you have is going to be the identity that your team takes on. And at lower levels, the coach is usually the leader. And so they're the one the team takes the identity of. And what I've found is like doing this is that my followers, the people that support me and subscribe to me and stuff, they've taken on a lot of the aspects that I put out there. And I've been very conscious about trying to be positive, about trying to be inclusive, trying to be, just embrace the good things, acknowledge the flaws, of course, but, you know, try to embrace, like, look on the good side of stuff, you know, like what's the positive of this thing that maybe we don't think is good, you know? I try to preach patience and that. And, you know, if you go to my Discord is nothing but support. Like, it is a group of people that volunteer their time to help others with their clan boss teams. And literally that's every single day. And, you know, dozens and dozens of people come by every single day for the first time with questions. And my mods in there are just amazing. Their patience, their ability to, you know, to answer questions and help people out. Like, I did a video a couple months back of just like success stories. You know, that was one of the first channels I put in my Discord that I was like super proud of. Like, this is something we need. And it's just people posting improvements to their clan boss teams. And I just did a video just showing those success stories, you know? And like, that to me was huge. Like, yeah, these people are putting time and effort, and you want to be like, let's acknowledge the awesome things that we're doing in this game. Like, we're not all going to be Murder Inc. or Scratch putting up 150 million on the clan boss. But, you know, those incremental improvements that we make, going from 20 million to 30 million, you know, going from going from 10 to 15, like those things are really important, and I think we should support them because, you know, truth is we all made that journey. Some of us are further along, but like we've all been there, and it's really cool to, you know, see other people go through it and encourage them to. So
yeah, to influence every step that your viewer takes to improve his results. Yeah, that's amazing, I guess. And I totally understand you being a content creator. I may not be as innovative and cool person as you, but still, I do help a lot to beat the B20s of the dungeons and some other problems that users have.
There you go. It's not about any one thing, right? Look, I am good at this particular part of the game.
Yeah.
I am not particularly good at like arena. Like I have more experience than some people, so I can help them. But that's not a strong suit of me. You know what I mean? And that's a big part of the game. We all have our, you know, we all bring a little something to the table. So
you'll get to that, and you'll become the greatest person in PvP. That's the matter of time. That's not an issue here. Probably.
I'm confident in saying that will never happen, but I appreciate your faith in me.
Yeah. All right. Next question. Why haven't you ever complained about the Plarium? This is it. Look, listen. It takes a lot of efforts to resist the feeling, to express your anger, to express your negative attitude towards every step and decision Plarium takes for the probably last 12 months, year and a half, and whatever, since the very beginning, because they haven't probably done a single nice decision, probably because this game is the same as it was since the very beginning, when the product first was released, and nothing has changed. And every content creator, foreign content creator, had taken his opportunity to blow this movement, blow every decision that Plarium takes, and not except you. Except you. Why is that?
I think there's a couple of reasons. Like on a practical level, it doesn't really benefit me to do that.
Really?
Like, I know I can get some views for a video by, you know, pooping all over Plarium, but like it doesn't get us anywhere. You know? Like what's the solution to the problem? If I had a solution to the problem, I'd present it. On another practical level, I know that they don't care. So me saying something isn't going to change anything. You know, I do my complaining, but it's really, I try to make as many suggestions as I can, but I do it in private. I do it in the content creator chat. I do it directly to the diamond. I try not to blow them out of the water with stuff. I don't feel like I feel like there's a place for it. You know, I'm glad that so many do, honestly. But I also know like what I'm doing is tied to their success. So I don't want to, you know, be super negative all the time. Like that doesn't benefit me.
It doesn't.
You know, but I mean, you know, that's just my personal approach to things is like I would prefer to have a direct conversation with you, rather than talk about you behind your back,
exactly,
or in front of your face, I guess. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to, you know, I have issues with the game as everybody does, and usually they're the same issues, but there's no need for me to parrot what everybody else is saying publicly. When I can do the same thing privately, and in my life I've just had more success doing that way. So that's just a personal choice. Now, the other thing is, we were kind of talking about this a little earlier. Is Plarium is Plarium. Like they haven't really hidden who they are throughout all this. So I don't understand people expecting anything other than what we get, because that's what we get every single time, like you said. You know, this is a casino-based company, so their focus is money making, right? Their big focus is pushing those packs, you know, using up our resources, that kind of stuff. And I think it's very clear that that's the case.
Yeah, but people still have.
Can't expect them to be anything else.
Yeah, you know? but people still have high expectations. Why do they?
Sure. Well, I think because, you know, when you invest, when you put your money and you put your care and your love, like you want success out of this thing, you know, you're invested now. Like we are all invested in the success of this game, and that drives us to want more and to voice that. I don't think we all voice it in the right way all the time, as people are wont to do, but you know, but I think that's the driving focus of everything, you know what I mean? It all comes from a real positive place, really, is we want improvements in the game. We want a better game, you know? We don't have a lot of you know, I don't know, like there's a lot of flame posts and a lot of like, you know, flaming aggression, but you know, the thing to me is the community is very supportive. The community is very uplifting. That tells me the people are too. And so, you know, when they're complaining about this stuff, it's because they want better, you know, because they can see it should be better. And I feel like that's a reasonable thing to ask for and demand in a lot of ways, you know? Right. So I don't begrudge anybody that complains about this game. I don't begrudge you because I agree with you 9 times out of 10. I do think that a lot of times we get in this negative cycle where we have these hot takes that are like a little too spicy for me. You know, like not all these champions are trash. Let's see how they come out. Let's watch their multipliers. Let's see how they develop before we condemn every move. You know, like nobody loves 3v3, but like the Bazaar's not great, but I mean, we didn't have it before. It's not awful. Yeah. You know? Because the Bazaar part, the 3v3 is awful, but like the Bazaar isn't awful. You know,
you like, are better off anyway.
Yeah, I mean, there's things. If you look for the positive, you can find some of it in there. Yep. If you look only for the negative, that's all you're gonna see. So I mean, you know, there's
all right. Next question. Thank you for answer. So, what are your top 3 things you would like to see in Raid? Is there any kind of a thing from the different project, different game that you would like to be integrated in our Raid Shadow Legends game? Do you have a wide experience from playing the gacha games before or not?
I don't. I played a little Star Wars Galaxy back in the day, but like a little bit of it. And I think I got out when it started to get big just because I wasn't enjoying it as much.
Yeah.
I would say the biggest thing that they need to do in this game, the number one biggest thing that they should be doing, is implementing some kind of clan v clan system. Something where I can work with the members in my own clan to gain success for the other members in my clan. You know what I mean? Like that is 100% the biggest missing thing, because it's such a great community, but we're missing a reason to have a community within the game. And it would be wonderful if we were able to work with each other. And so that is the biggest thing, right? If you did that, this game would have a lot. I would be really excited about the long-term health of the game a lot more than I am already. And I think the long-term health is okay. It's just that's the kind of thing that gets people to stick around and really invest in the game, because they're investing in each other. That's the number one thing. I would like them to redo 3v3. I think that part of the game is pretty terrible, quite frankly. And you see, I complain.
No, you don't.
Well, I mean, but the 3v3 is something that needs to get fixed, because it's basically just arena. It needs to be something different. And if they could do that, that'd be a wonderful thing. Those 2 things, and then obviously more storage space, both artifact and champions. That needs to be fixed pretty badly. You know, I would also, I mean, if I can have a bonus improvement thing, I would love is an expansion of Platinum Arena. That needs to be, you know, 3 or 4 times the size it is currently.
Really?
At least double. Look, I mean, I'm in gold 4 all the time. I never get to platinum. Like, it's not even viable for me to try. and that doesn't make any sense. Like my account's end game. I play every day. There's no reason why I shouldn't have a platinum team. And I'm not like asking for more rewards or necessarily make it easier. It's just like that is the one really competitive area of this game. And it's just, it's so oversaturated in Gold 4 right now. And platinum is so exclusive and you have to dump so much money. Like it's basically just whales only. It's unfortunate. I feel like if they expanded, even if the rewards, even if they had like a Platinum 2, which is still this 300.
Yeah.
But give us a Platinum 1 for people to strive for, something a little different. That would be nice. But those would be the improvements I'd be looking at personally.
Awesome. Let me hop over to your account. We'll see quickly your heroes. Is this the fastest speed set you've got on the account? 339 speed?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yep.
So you
I don't buy speed packs. I don't buy speed packs.
Same as me.
Energy, gems, and shards.
Okay, because I have same problem. I don't buy any of them, and I have like 340 same speed. All right, I was kind of shocked when I saw Yosefe. Okay.
I don't have crazy. I spend so much time and energy on Clan Boss, and I'm always re-gearing, and I just haven't even farmed Dragon in a long time.
Yeah, I can see it.
yeah. It's like I'm always just moving pieces around. Very rarely am I getting new ones. But was
the nerf of the Rotas the end of his era, or he's still usable and viable for some of the arena fans teams?
He's absolutely usable and viable. He's also nowhere near as good as he was.
Okay, got it.
He's still a good, really good arena champion, but he's outclassed by several others. Now he has some really unique things to him though too, right? Like you can't one-shot him. You need a multi-attack to take him down. That's still great. He still is constantly like gaining his own health back while he hits people. That's really great. He still has his bonus. He still works great in Relentless gear. He's still doing good with that. So like, there's a lot of really good things about Rotos that hasn't changed, but there's so many attack champions in this game, like so many. I don't know why you wouldn't rather have like an Ethos or a Trunda or a Royal Guard even, like,
Yeah. You've got
a Royal Huntsman, I should say.
To analyze your collection a bit more deeply, you have almost all of the powerful heroes in the game, I guess.
Do you notice one big one that's missing though?
Krisk.
That's one. So here's the funny thing. I made a Clan Boss calculator. I built a website for Clan Boss. Guess what champions I've been missing this whole time? Mashald, Krisk, Draco, Venus. I just wailed out and pulled myself a Seeker because I couldn't take it any longer. Oh my god! Like I literally did that yesterday. Ridiculous.
Really?
Ridiculous.
But where would you try them in action if you don't have it on your own account?
I do takeovers. A lot of it comes from takeovers. Working on others' accounts. A lot of it's theory crafting. I don't have to have the champion to put them in the calculator, which is really cool. And so I can theory craft a lot of stuff, and then if I can't build it, I can always talk to somebody else that has them and maybe can. So,
what do you say about the new hero, epic hero that we gotta craft?
Oh, this one, it looks terrible to me. I mean,
is this a hidden thing that Plarium released? Maybe this should be part of a Christmas fusion.
It could be. I mean, that could be a possibility.
Because
I mean, I honestly, I kind of hope so I can use him for something, because I don't think he's very good. I just don't.
Yeah, but
there's nothing about him that makes me excited.
I guess this is a kind of a replacement to the how is he called in English? I don't know. Let me check it out. For faction wars, but instead of you can use here language. I don't know how his name is spelled in English, so we'll take a look.
Oh, I think it's like Bergoth or something like that. What is it? Bergoth the Malformed.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm trying to find the substitute.
Oh, for...
Yep, for faction wars. So if you do not have miscreated monster, you can probably craft this one and get it a little bit further in your progress in faction wars, because they have kind of same purpose and same idea. And this one has almost permanent stuns if you build him in the stun set. Yeah, this one has provocation because like provoke. Yeah, because like I haven't had a chance to pull this one for the 2 years. I don't have him. Don't have him.
It's all right. It's all right. I didn't have a seeker, so you know, I feel your pain. I feel your pain.
And that's a common struggles, I guess. Yeah.
I got you, man. No, but you're right. Like for faction wars,
yep,
I think he can be very good. But you know, I haven't found Knight Revenant that's the. I could see him being pretty useful for that. Knight Revenant can be kind of tough, so
yep,
he could definitely be good for that.
If you don't have Tumbler or some other key heroes, he might be the only option for you.
Yeah, I'm still not a huge fan of him, but absolutely you're right. Like there is a place for him in faction wars.
Yep.
As somebody you could use there. So that's a good point.
Yep.
And that is one of the hardest factions to beat too. It took me forever. So I could definitely see him having a place.
We'll probably also have some struggles in the White Tower that comes soon, where actually heroes with provoke and other CC spells might be also viable.
Yeah.
Give me a couple of seconds, I'll try to ask the audience if they have any questions to you, okay? Ребятки, это Молли на минималках. Да, спрашивала про нового эпика. Так, ребятки, еще раз, всем привет, кто присоединяется. Значит, у нас сегодня в гостях DeadwoodJedi. Это, чтобы вы понимали, основатель стратегии абсолютно всех 2 к 1, без исключения. 2 к 1 через ловца, 2 к 1 через мушаледа, 3 к 1. Он даже показывал 4 к 1, когда через Сифи был рекорд в 100 миллионов. То есть это человек, который является причиной всем нашим успехам во многом. Конечно, его творчество я заимствовал, скажем так, и локализовывал под различные идеи, потому что нам нужно было это все популяризировать и масштабировать, поскольку ребята реально не знали, что такое 2 к 1 и прочее. Вот. Но опять же, со всеми ссылками, со всем. То есть вот он автор всего того, что происходит с главным боссом на протяжении долгого времени. Калькулятор его, также изобретение. Если у вас есть возможность задать вопрос, или хотите задать вопрос, если вы хотите задать вопрос, задавайте, потому что я смогу перевести, и это будет один из тех немногих случаев, когда мы сможем пообщаться с единственным контент-креатором в этой игре, который является инновационным, и поэтому для меня это большая честь. Ладно? Единственным, ребят, нет, больше не существует, чтобы вы понимали, из популярных блогеров ни одного человека, который является инновационным в рейде. Не является. Натисни максималку. Что он думает о Нарме длинной? Did you try this hero out here, Narma the Returned? What can you say about her?
Okay, I have not pulled Narma, but I have a couple clanmates that have, and she looks fantastic. I mean, really looks good to me. I know there's been a lot of complaints, and like some people don't like her, but I think she looks to be a very good clan boss champion, specifically. Anybody that can do... When you have a poison champion that can do other things, that's just gold. But being able to put up poison and sensitivity, right? That's great. And they're 3 turns. That's like Draco style. And then on top of that, you bring decreased defense. That's a really strong kit. It's real, or decreased attack, I should say. And that's really good, especially in conjunction with an unkillable team. But even for a normal team, her base defense is really, really high, which is great. So it makes it easy for her to kit. Her speed's not low. Her HP isn't low. Like, I think she's a really good champion for that. Now, a lot of people base these champions on how hard they hit straight out. I think that's a viable thing to look at. I don't know. I haven't played with her. I don't know her multipliers. So I couldn't really tell you as far as that goes. But I also don't think that's the only what's it called? Only thing we should judge somebody on. You know, it's not just about that; it's everything else too. So when she's bringing poison, she's bringing decreased attack, and I think she has a multi attack on her A1, if I'm not mistaken. That's really good. Oh yeah, she can also extend debuffs.
Yep.
No, it's not consistent. It's not Vizier. It's not Septimus. It's not every debuff, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. You know, her poisons are already 3 turns. Her sensitivity's 3 turns. You know, if you can get the decreased attack and the decreased defense of the weekend as the ones that are extended, that's just bonus on it. But I mean, I think she's a great champion. Man, I definitely wish I had her. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. Man, this blood whirling around, so exciting. Like the art station, like the art developers here is insane.
I love it, man. Like, it's like she shoots. They're basically like lasers that she shoots out. It looks pretty dope. Like, I've seen some runs with her, and she looks cool, for sure.
Yep.
I'm interested to know her multipliers. I feel like that obviously makes a difference at certain levels of the game. But like, if you're early or mid game and you've pulled her, like, so good for clan boss. Oh, yeah. So good. Just cannot be beaten.
All right, I'll ask you a bit more questions a bit later. Now it's time for stupid questions from the audience.
Love it. My favorite question.
How to make your clanmates to stop whining and actually use Deadwood's calculator to build an unkillable when they have the champs?
I like to go with guilt is my preferred method to do that. Guilt them into doing that. Just constantly call them out for being lazy. That's my approach. Or if you want to be more proactive, you give them the speeds and figure it out for them. I don't encourage that because that only leads to trouble later on. But you know,
yeah.
Or option C would be find a new clan. I don't know that I want to encourage that.
Yeah, like this is like regular life or work. You gotta figure it by yourself to know how to develop it further. So I guess it shouldn't be a great.
I mean, that's the thing, right? If you don't understand why it works, it's hard to improve it. And that's a big part of it. You know, you can get the speeds, but if you don't know how to improve it, doesn't really matter.
Platinum was viable at the start when there was not so many players. Yeah, they kind of stuck. Like the players, they getting more and more in numbers. I mean, the ones who actually stay in the game and progress quite fast. So yeah, they become trouble, quite a trouble.
That's to be expected, right? Like this is why Platinum doesn't make any sense to me. How do you not plan on it? Like, it should be scalable. It should.
Oh, yeah.
I don't, it drives me crazy. It drives me nuts, my friend. Drives me nuts, the platinum part of it. Like, there's so many ways to make these things just slightly blind matchmaking, for example.
We'll help you get there. We'll help you get there, no problems.
Right?
Plarium hasn't fixed the part of the boosting shit.
Oh my god.
How do you feel about it?
I'm in a chat with Manable. It's like every other week we talk. It's a complaint. I don't blame him at all. He's right. It's just like,
Manable, and then again, there are a lot of like T-Swift and other players who were actually complaining, and it's true that it should be fixed. All right, yeah.
It's so crappy for these people that put in their money and their time to do the one competitive part of this game, and then it's they can't win because other people are spending money with third parties and boosting and all this stuff. Like if it was an actual clan thing where it's like that's part of the game, then I'll be like, okay, well, like that's how it's supposed to be done. But it's not. It's not supposed to be that way. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, another question from chat. What do you think would be the better use of the duplicate legendaries in the future? They might that player might take into the account as an advice.
Sure. I mean, I think, you know, my guess is if they ever do something with it, which who knows, they'll make it something where you can take a dupe and make your original better. That way people are gonna be farming for dupes, which will be annoying as can be. But I think obviously the thing that we'd all want is being able to turn that champion into another champion, you know? Like I don't know the best way to go about it. Like I don't have a great solution for it, but it would seem to me that if you could take a dupe champion and turn them into, maybe if you take a dupe legendary, you turn them into a 5-star chicken and a sacred shard. Yeah, so you get an opportunity to get a new one, and you still get your chicken. You know, or maybe like you take and the dupe epic could be a 4-star chicken. I don't know, but I think something along that line would make people happy or happier.
Great point. Thank you very much. I guess too, they probably should have a separate store where you can purchase something with the currency that you get by selling or destroying like legendary duplicates. I guess that would be the easiest part and the most profitable way for us to sell our duplicates, because like there is a lot of I'd say rich players in this game who is tired and fed up with those duplicates and like triplicates, quadruplicates, and like you know what I mean. And what's the point for them to summon if you always get the duplicate of already existing
No, you're 100% right. I mean, not only do you get duplicates, but then you have no space to put them.
Yeah.
You're right. Like they need to do something. Yeah, that'd be great if you turned them into cards, and then you can redeem the cards for for a specific champion, or a choice of champions or something like that would be good. But
they actually promised probably in the latest patch highlights, they promised us to improve our quality of life. I guess quality of life, to expand the maximum number of slots in the inventory, so we'll be okay, I guess.
I mean, all the updates, because I mean, everybody. This is the other reason why I try not to complain too much. The base architecture of the game is not built to sustain this kind of player base.
Yeah.
They never expected this game to get this big. And so they like all these updates we've been having over the last couple months have been to help the servers out, so they're not overloading all the time.
What was your probably the most mad idea you had to try to develop a hero that would be a great suit for the CB team, I guess? What was the dumbest, maybe I would say dumbest, craziest idea you had with the heroes for the CB implication?
The dumbest. That's a loaded question, but I'll take it. Gosh,
you can take your time.
I'm trying to think. Actually, I have more than a couple of level 60 champions that I just
I'll show you.
Not done anything with.
Because every hero has his story. But what for you did Pitiless one? I don't know how to pronounce his name. Like, why did you do this hero, for example? Why he is good on?
I thought he might be interesting.
Really?
He kind of intrigued me. I was like, oh, I wonder if there's something, I wonder if he's good or whatever. And so I just kind of...
Let's suppose we're not touching the CB team. What's the dumbest idea overall within the game?
Oh, God. I mean, I try to avoid dumb things as much as I can. I think I'll tell you the one thing that I think is probably maybe okay. So like I would say the two worst ideas I've had, I think, would be one using Rowan as a clan boss champion.
This one, okay.
She's not good.
Really?
She's not good. Yeah, I mean, I thought because when they updated her, she could put all those poisons out. I was like, oh, this will be cool.
Not really.
Funny thing, having a base of like 700 defense, not good for clan boss. So that did not.
They might be useful for audience. Really, I would make an emphasis on this your statement because we didn't see a lot of Rowans, but we suggested that she's okay. Okay, well, no, thank you. Next one.
She's like, here's the thing, right? You use what you got. If all you got's Rowan, that's fine. She does good job putting up poisons. Not great, but good because it's still a percentage chance. But it's really hard to keep her alive. So like for a traditional clan boss team, her base defense is just super low. It's kind of the problem with Fane, the new mouse elf or the new mouse champion, right?
Yep.
Like she's awesome, but only for unkillable. When you have a base of 700 defense, you can't keep her alive. There's nothing you can really do with her. But on an unkillable team, she's awesome. And I think Rowan kind of falls in that same vein.
Did you try this set on her?
Stalwart?
Yeah.
I've built a Fane with like 3,500 or 3,700 defense in Stalwart gear.
Really?
It's just not worth it. I did, yeah. I mean, I wanted to see, can she hold up? Not
okay.
Like she lives with that kind of defense in Stalwart gear, she'll survive. But it's just like you're not getting the production out of the
because
amount put in. You know what I mean?
Because you have 1,700 attack base parameters, so you would like to take advantage of that, right?
Right, and that's the thing is when I have to put defensive gloves, boots, and chests on her just to get her to a decent level of defense,
you got it.
Kind of takes away all the point of having that attack. You're not able to maximize it. You're not able to put crit rate gloves on, not to mention crit damage or attack in the gear. So that's why for an unkillable team, she's great. And same thing with Rowan, kind of similar. I also have a Eris, who's a rare champion. I was thinking would be good for a real budget white whale kind of team because she has some cool stuff in her kit.
Let me find him.
I think she might be level 50.
50?
She might be my vault.
We'll find him.
But yeah, she's so I took her to level 50, and I'm constantly tempted to take her to level 60. But
is this the hero you're talking about?
I think that's the one. I can't see, but I believe that's the one, the right one. Yeah, that's her. Passive Avenger. Yeah.
Yep.
Harris, yep, that's the one. That's the one. You can farm that champion right there. But she's got some cool stuff like increased speed and a cleanse, a 1 debuff cleanse, which is all you need for clan boss.
Yeah.
Kind of an interesting champ for someone you can just farm. But not that great.
Okay. But it is kind of a meta idea that you had because like there's not a lot of people who attempts to build rare heroes for the CB at all because it's so risky. I guess.
Well, I mean I have a fair amount of rare heroes because of that. Like my Marked, my Valerie, my Coffin Smasher. All those are rare champions that I've used for white whale teams to see is this a viable thing.
Yep.
Valerie is one of those champions that I absolutely love.
Really?
And you might call her a mistake, quite frankly. Yeah. she's got a super cool kit. Except that she also has really stupid things in her kit.
Oh, yeah.
So this skill right here, that A2, energizing presence, increase the duration of buffs like Sandlash does, and then decrease the duration of debuffs like a cleanse. That's a great combo.
Yeah, it is.
And extend, that's great.
Agreed there.
Except that she doesn't prioritize that.
Really?
Fuck. She prioritizes that protection skill, which is literally the worst shield in the game.
Okay.
It's just a waste.
Фула бакета 2
Wait a minute, please. Don't know.
Чаня мадя натерничани 2 к 1 килаблетиам мбуи секеру уарксон аля финитис. Ну и обзорчик после интервью.
Not really. It tries to translate what people, what person actually typed in the dono. I'll read it. Wait a second.
No worries.
It's so funny. Oh shit. The person actually typed in English the dono, and the dono system tried to translate it into the Russian language, and it was so dumb and foolish.
Didn't work so well, huh?
Yeah. All right. So he typed, "I've got 2 Santas, fully booked, A2 and without. Can he made another nice one to one unkillable team, maybe with Seeker who works on all affinities?"
So Sir Nicholas is Sir Nicholas has the worst AI too. Sir
Yeah,
Nicholas
yeah.
has an AI very similar to Valerie, where he prioritizes his shield skill over his unkillable skill. So if you have a Sir Nick, if you have 2 Sir Nicks, or a Sir Nick in a tower, or 2 towers, or 1 Sir Nick in a Warcaster, as long as the Nicholas, his A2 isn't booked, as long as that's still a 4-turn cooldown, then you can use him on auto. Otherwise, you have to manual for like 20 or 30 turns until the HP drops to 0, and they prioritize that unkillable buff.
Is it possible to combine Nicholas Santa with Seeker?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So a lot of the unkillable teams, like the Batman team, you guys might be familiar with. It's kind of the meta team right now.
Yeah.
So like that Batman team, you can use 2 unkillable champions to make it work.
Okay.
So you can use a tower, a Warcaster, and a Santa, Sir Nicholas. Some combination of those champions to do that. The hard part is obviously keeping it affinity friendly.
Yeah.
Because there's no block debuffs and no cleanse. But if you can arrange that, which is very doable,
that is why the team that consists of 2 Mariners and Seeker is probably the best unkillable right now. Yeah.
It's the best. It's the best composition in the game.
Okay, got it. Okay.
There is none better. Like frankly, it's bar none, because it's a 1 key team. Once you get the gear, it's 1 key, all affinities, all difficulties.
Yeah, that's
maybe
amazing.
Not easy, but every other difficulty. It works on Ultra Nightmare, Nightmare, Brutal, Hard. It's an incredible composition. That's why I wailed out to get Seeker. I was like, I gotta get this guy. He's the only one I was missing to be able to do that team. So
okay,
but I did it. I built it. It's running. It works great. So
all right. Sergi typed, "Jedi, greetings pass from the city of Khabarovsk. I watch your videos on YouTube. Keep it up. Good content. I'd really like to see what a warrior can do. It's great to see you with Bumpy." Okay, awesome.
Well, thanks.
And
I'm glad to be here.
And there is a lot of them. Like you can't even imagine, like thousands of people who actually follow your content, and will make it even better and even more, because like your content is translated by me and will be developed by me for the Russian speaking community. So I will do my best for your accomplishments to get here directly and properly.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. You know, I love it. I'm shocked by the support, honestly. Like I was very surprised. One of the first things, I was very surprised how many people outside of the US watch my stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of
it's very humbling, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Like, you guys are great. You make me able to do this full time.
Yep.
So thank you, guys.
Is there anything else? Let me see. Самый быстрый сет скоростной сифи. Какую бы новую механику героев было бы интересно? Oh, okay. So what kind of a new mechanics, I mean, in terms of the abilities and the buffs, debuffs, you want to see in the future patches?
Okay. I assume you're talking about like champion mechanics themselves.
Yep.
I'm really excited about these new Doom Tower champions. I think they're going to be really cool. The Royal Archmage with his speed boost as well as increased crit damage and crit rate. I think that's a really cool one. I really like Urost, the Soul Monger. I think he's going to be really cool with the strengthen and ally protection and like the passive placing of poisons. I think that's really dope. I'd love to see some more of that stuff. So like we have a finite number of skills, buffs and debuffs that we need for a clan boss, and I would like to see some more combinations of that. And enough of this like I don't want any more Golden Reapers, right? I don't want any of these guys that like sometimes will do a speed thing and sometimes won't. Like keep the speed good and then just like regular at least, but then like bring in some more things like. Draco's awesome because he brings in poison, decreased defense, and weaken. That's 3 things you need all in one champion. Alton's an amazing champion, but he only really does one thing, brings decreased attack. I want to see more guys like that bring multiple things. So like that's why I was so excited about Narma, right? You're getting poisons and you're getting decreased attack and you're getting buff extensions, which is great. I like Lydia, similar, right? Increased speed, strengthen, and decreased defense and weaken. Like those are kind of the things, not to mention poison sensitivity. So I would love to see some more champions that can kind of do those things and blend that stuff. I would love to see some more counterattack champions. I think that's desperately needed in this game.
That is common.
It has been for a long time.
That is a common sense, I guess, right now.
Right. But like for me, those are the kinds of things I would like to see. I would like to see some more some buffs that aren't really used that often. Increased crit damage, increased crit rate. I'd like to see a little bit more of that.
Yeah, everyone was so excited and hyped for those buffs, and then nothing happens. Nothing continues really because you got to keep up with the new buffs that when you announce it. You gotta make some more.
Strengthen too. Strengthen's a really strong one, and I'd like to see some more involvement with that. What's up, Jesus Christ Gaming? My clanmates in the chat there.
Yo, what up? So
HP burn and bombs could definitely use some love too. I feel like HP burn could be stronger considering how it's a single thing. I feel like there's better ways to maybe implement that. I would just like to see some more speed and turn meter stuff too on a regular basis. Not for everything, but like it'd be nice to have a little bit more of that. Out there.
Yeah. On my part, I'd actually say that the last time we considered new mechanics that might be in the future in the game, we actually pointed out the Oblivion mechanics that will turn off any of the passives like it exists in the Summoner's War. Have you ever heard it? I don't know, but there is a game Summoner's Warrior with hero Tessarion probably, or I don't remember how is his name. But he actually possesses this Oblivion that might turn off like any passive. It might be before the round starts in arena like the Hegemon has, or it might be like during the battle if you target any of the enemy heroes. So this is quite a cool mechanic that will probably evolve into the wise choices of players during the battles. It will become I'd say it become more interesting to fight with enemy than it's just now, because you just start the battle and then you click order. That's it. You might rethink every your step. You gotta take the right decision, otherwise you'll be fucked. So that might be interesting.
I think that would be a wonderful mechanic. I think that would bring a lot more, variety. That's what we need, right? Variety.
Yeah.
Give me a reason to use different people.
For this game to develop itself to the cyber sport, as probably one of us would say, we want this game to be cyber sport. And it's okay and it's great. Our desires always ahead. So we want this game to be cybersport. For it to become cybersport, this battlegrounds PvP system should consist of wise decisions, different options for the player to pick different counter picks, to actually make it like chess. When you're playing chess, you're trying to counter your opponent, you're trying to build different setups, build different synergies with your heroes to actually be better. And this is probably the most valuable thing that player must do in the future, I guess, because otherwise this game won't hit any popularity, like won't hit any higher goals, higher standards as other project do, like Hearthstone, like Summoner's War, like SWGOH, as you said. So there's like many different projects all over the market who actually succeed in their way.
I completely agree with you. You know, I mean, one of the issues that we've had with playing for so long is they take such a short-sighted view of things. They don't develop. You can tell just by the way things they implement and how they implement them that they're looking at, like a 3-month window of is this successful or not? Did this make us money or not? As opposed to taking like a 3-year window of like, what am I building? What is this going to become? And we as a community obviously would prefer that longer-term view. Because then all of a sudden you have the foundation that we can build upon and improve as we go along, and it will lend itself to creating more variety. One of the things I have been happy about, because we know that the CEO changed out over the summer, one of the things I have been happy about are all these downtimes. And I know most people are like, what do you mean? Like that's been nothing but annoying. All these, always having to stop the game and stuff. But what that tells me is they're taking a bit of a longer term view of things. They are implementing stuff to ensure that the game can run smoothly now and can run smoothly in the future. And if they continue to take that kind of approach to things, that's a really good sign for us moving forward. The fact that they are continually introducing champions currently, that's a good thing. It's annoying, but it's good. Because like that means they're constantly trying to give us new stuff, new goals, new things to shoot for. We're actually getting a Doom Tower. I mean, we've been told about this for a year, but we're actually getting it now. It's what, 6 months after like 4 or 5 months after the CEO change. So I'm hopeful that means that we're going to continue to see new things, new stuff put in, and hopefully it'll continue to have a longer term view, a more player centric view, right? Making sure that our experience in this game is fun and enjoyable.
I actually didn't know that the CEO changed, by the way.
Do you know Kizzle?
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, so he went through some gosh, he did this over the summer, but he went through some research, investor report stuff. And basically uncovered that the CEO changed. Like the old CEO, one of the founders of the game, got fired or let go or whatever, and they brought somebody else in. And since then, if you track the changes in Plarium, since about July, August, we've started to see more champions come out more consistently, more transparency as far as like the information we're getting, more consistency with that kind of information we're getting, more consistency just with things happening. Like now we have those 2-time events every other week. That didn't used to be the case. But that we have a 2 times and then a 10 times every single week. It alternates, right? That is, I think, a direct change of some of this stuff. They were struggling when the pandemic hit, and like they made some real bad choices, and people were really pissed. And Plarium made changes because Raid is like a big moneymaker for this company.
I'd say there are 2 or 3 projects for the Plarium which are the most lucrative for this company right now. So they gotta make it better.
Well, I mean, this is the only one that really makes money for them.
Really?
I think they have some others that are like okay, but this one like makes millions of dollars.
Okay, I got it.
Like millions of dollars all the time, whereas the other ones are like they're doing okay.
Wow, 2 cool guys at the same time. DeadwoodJedi win. Russia community almost pray for you as a clan boss god. type.
Thank you.
Money
Thank you,
for-
Monkey. I appreciate or money. I should say.
Monkey money doesn't matter.
It's harder for me to read. That's all it is.
It's okay. It's okay. I guess he wouldn't be offended. No worries.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Они говорят в какой-то челике: привет, только проснулся. Ваня, здравствуй. Все, хоть одна обнова игры прошла без багов у тех работ. Oh, okay. Also, someone in the chat underlined the issue of the tests and I'd say examination of new mechanics, new things in the raid, and like every other patch, we have any troubles just because Plarium doesn't test it before, and they do not have any. I guess testing servers or maybe stuff that will do that properly.
Историаны чинчита от different languages to
Again, this shit happens again.
Translation.
It's in English.
Yeah.
I could almost read it. Could almost read it.
Yeah.
No, I mean definitely Plarium. Like it's one of the most annoying things is when they do these patches. There's always fixes that have to come out because they don't test it enough. It is very frustrating. It's very frustrating that the champions AIs are always messed up. These are simple things that shouldn't be happening. And I like these are the things that annoy the heck out of me too. But we try to do our best. Like I know as content creators, we're always trying to do our best to get these things fixed, right? Like I know you guys might have noticed the Arbiter got their Arbiter's A4 got fixed. It was previously doing a 30% turn meter boost, and now it's doing the appropriate 20%.
That's such a facepalm, dude. Really, like half in a year. Like we couldn't even imagine that Arbiter had this issue with his AI, like really, and proper working of his skills. Because like,
you know what? Why that got fixed? Because I wasted like a month building my calculator. And it wasn't working, and I'm like, I don't know why everything else is right. It's because I was using Arbiter to test, and the tooltip was wrong.
Yeah,
it was like it's breaking. Why is it breaking? And then I was like, I had to go by and like I was literally doing runs and just like seeing the amount of the turn meter bar would move. And like, oh, okay, that's what's happening. It's actually wrong. But I took that information. And I shared it with the Diamond, and they changed it. You know what I mean? But like I know they're working on that stuff. Like I know they're trying to fix AIs. But it's a process, unfortunately, because everything was so poorly structured to begin with. So I feel like right now we're in cleanup mode, right? They have to clean up, optimize, and then we can really start moving forward. But it's hard. It's a long process, and I don't know how it's gonna go. I just hope they don't pivot off of that. We need them to stay focused on fixing what we got.
Yeah, and everything is kind of interconnected in this game. So if you change one thing, you might get something out in the other thing. So this is probably the most complicated thing to fix, and I mean. That is really hard to balance heroes properly out. This is kind of a hard thing to find the problem when you have so much calculations over there, because the system itself contains of a lot of things, guys. A lot of steps, a lot of calculations, and a lot of things that we couldn't even imagine how hard it is. All right, so Money sent out a text. Is there any chance to add different languages to your site? And I and mates would be happy to help with translation, he typed.
You know what? I'll tell you what, Money. I actually would love to do that. It's not something I have spent much time thinking about yet. There's more than a few things I need to do with my website first. I'll put it that way. But I think eventually, I would love to have multiple language choices out there for people. Like I know there's a huge Russian community that would obviously, love to be able to read in your native language. I would love to be able to provide that for you. I'm not there currently.
All right.
I have, let's just remember it's basically a one-man job here as far as like running the website. I have one person helping me as far as putting the new calculator together. So it's a very small group. But that is something I'd like to do. But
Awesome.
you know, I have a couple things that are prioritized ahead of that right now. You know, but eventually we'll definitely get there. One great thing about the new version of the calculator is it should be pretty language friendly. You know, you'll maybe need to know the name of a champion in English, but other than that, it should be very language friendly. Make it a lot easier for people outside of the English speaking world to
That's
be able
awesome.
to use.
And yeah, everyone, by your part, viewers, I'm talking to you. You can actually subscribe the Deadwood's channel and make your best to make it happen faster. I guess. I will translate in Russian. Ребятки, все, кто у нас заимствует какие-либо идеи, хочет быть первым в числе тех, кто получает самую свежую, острую, необходимую информацию для развития своего аккаунта в рейде, обязательно все подписываемся на канал Deadwood'а. Также есть ссылочка на его калькулятор, если хотите, отправлю. По-моему, я не успел еще это в description вставить. Если есть возможность, поддержите, подпишитесь, и поверьте мне, этот чувак сделает максимум и будет приносить в эту историю все инновации. Нигде больше вы инноваций не увидите. Ну и, конечно же, у меня на канале, если будут какие-то подобные интересные штуковины, вы увидите уже перевод. Наше это сегодняшнее интервью будет отдельным роликом, как я уже говорил, еще раз напомню, с переводом уже для всех. То есть сейчас у вас есть возможность для всех, кто разговаривает по-английски, для всех, кто хочет что-то спросить и воспользоваться эксклюзивной возможностью, для тех, кто просто хочет посмотреть на живого Deadwood'а, да, есть возможность прямо сейчас это все сделать. А уже после будет с переводом, с нормальным, все по-человечески, лучшие моменты, ответы на вопросы и другие вещи, которые вас интересуют. Но не забудьте подписаться обязательно на канал, потому что это все-таки благодарность человеку, который работает на весь мир. I was just talking that you are working for the whole world, not only for a couple of countries, so they gotta be grateful and sub you. So
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah. What's the coolest Plarium defense team ever?
It's my team. It's my team. It's my team. Greatest defense team.
Yeah.
Here it is. Wait for it.
Can I show it?
Siffy.
Okay.
2 Coronars and a Manaya.
Really?
Yep. I'm not saying it's the best defensive team.
Who does
but
it
it's
stop?
the coolest.
Who does it stop? Ah, okay. I got it. So it's cool. It's coolest. Okay.
That's my personal favorite. But I mean, you know, everybody's got their thing. I get it.
It is a great team, by the way. So can it stop Blender, like the mixer packs, or like with Team Up and what was they called, Sinesha?
Oh, can this fight against Blender teams?
Yep.
Not very well.
Okay.
But
because like
you're welcome to take it for a spin. You want to drop it in arena or PvP or the 3v3 is probably a better test, honestly.
We'll get closer look right now at your team.
You want Manaya as the lead though.
Really?
She has a speed aura.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It should be fine. My Siffy's fast enough.
Привет. Он говорит не супер эффективно.
It's fun. I just love watching Coronar. He's like one of my favorite champions. I just love watching him do his work. I have one of them is in a stun set, and then one of them's in a provoke set.
Was it?
And it's very, very enjoyable.
Was it quite tragic for you when you heard that they gonna be nerfed?
I was disappointed, to be sure. Yeah. But honestly, I only had one corner at that moment. Mm-hmm. Now that I have 2, I think it's actually a good nerf.
Really?
Because if I was stealing 20% turn meter every time there was an AoE attack, that would just be way too much. You know, just way too much. It would be insane. So I mean it's still a pretty significant amount of, you know, turn meter reduction that I do as is. So I don't feel. I think it would have been 40%, right, with both of them.
Yeah, too much.
So yeah, I think it's fine.
Excessively much. Yep.
Yeah, a little bit much. Coronars are annoying the face anyway when they're paired with Manaya. So I'm happy with what I got. I'm comfortable with it. Although Duchess is like the bane of my Coronar's existence. They're usually so tough to kill.
Yeah, probably Dutch is the most worrying,
really
like
good.
like a stone, like a barrier in most of the arena defense teams, especially like paired with Kendraphone. Like,
yeah,
it is.
That's a really nasty combo right there.
That is the meta. Yeah, top players. Like you can see a lot of them here. Kendraphone. Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
T-Swift. Dude, this guy has, I know, this guy has probably 150,000 of those gold medals, spare gold medals. Really, 150,000 after like
so many.
When I checked last time his stream, it was insane. So he has full Great Hall, and then again 160,000 gold medals.
Not me.
Yeah. You're not.
Can you see what I focused on?
Yeah.
This is, hey, if anybody wants to know how to build a great hall for clan boss, that's it right there. That's all you need. The accuracy, defense, HP, and crit damage. That's all you need. You don't need the rest of it.
That's why we want to help you with that. I think Bumpy would also be happy to be a part of. Yeah, if there is a need, if there is a translation needed to be implemented, yeah, I can help it with.
That'd be great. I mean, you know, there's it's more than just getting the new calculator out. There's other stuff I need to do.
Yep.
But I think that's actually a really worthy objective and goal, and it is something I've thought about before. So like getting the website translated for different languages, I think is something I will be pursuing. I just like, you know, it's always time, man. It's just always time. Like
I got it.
I already don't get enough videos out as it is, so it's just, you know, and even if I'm having other people work on it, I still want to be involved in, you know, overseeing things. So I, you know, it's my baby. I want to be sure I'm there if anybody's touching my baby. So
are you working with are you working on your project by yourself right now, solely, or you have a team?
I have. Originally I had a team kind of working on this new calculator, but you kind of run into an issue when people are volunteering their time of communication problems and like, you know, objectives and like, and, you know, also responsibilities, right? So it becomes difficult, and there's the one person on it, Mitch, he's one of my clanmates actually. He's just like really swell dude, really solid, and we've communicated really well. And it got to the point where we're like, let's just do this together, and, you know, keep focused. And he's kind of in charge of the coding, and you know, and basically checks in with me, and I go, good job. That's so like right now that's where we're at, and we're, I think, in a really good spot. Where I feel very happy with what we've put together and where we're going with. We got a really good plan. It just takes time, you know, and as much as I would like to rush it out and get 15 people working on this thing, that's not a realistic thing. I don't have the funds to pay people to do that. And, you know, and it, you know, trying to manage a group is often more hassle than it's worth. Whereas I can communicate with somebody that I trust too. This is also a thing where trust is really important, you know, and I trust Mitch, and that means a lot.
Yeah.
By the way, I live in Los Angeles, California. Somebody was asking in there.
Yeah, that's why you have so tough time to call you, because it's minus 11 hours from my time. Yes, that's why I kind of was messed up with Sunday and. You know.
Well, it's Sunday your time, right?
Yeah, it's Sunday my time, and we scheduled in on Sunday. But then again, it's not Sunday for you, so it was kind of a
all good though. I you know, I was
story.
up, I was around. This is pretty much all I do.
Yeah.
With my time these days. So it's like honestly, the pandemic has been like the best thing for me, because I'm forced to stay at home and be on the computer. It's like this is perfect timing for doing something like this.
Yep. Скажи им большое спасибо от русских за то, что он делает хороший контент. Yeah, almost everyone is typing like that they are grateful for your accomplishments. That is probably the most
Thank you.
notable thing that I can see. Like 70% people are typing. Like really.
Well, I mean, thank you guys. It means a lot. Maybe you actually translate this for me, but like, it really does mean a lot. Everybody, when the thanks and the appreciation is everything. It's what keeps me doing this. Quite frankly, it's been it's very much appreciated. So thank you guys.
All right. Well, while you are here, a couple of interesting, coolest facts about your personal life outside the raid to end it up with.
I don't know.
Can you name some of
Personal?
them? Can you?
Well, I'll just talk a little bit about myself then, I guess.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, so I'm a trained actor. I went to school for acting, and I got a bachelor in fine arts in acting. And I've done a lot of theater, professional theater, not a lot of TV and film. So you're probably not going to be able to find me on anything significant. I come from an acting family. Like my father's a professional actor. I really have always enjoyed games though. It's always just been a big thing. Played them as a kid with my dad, played them as a kid with my mom, and card games with my mom, board games with my dad, and I've just kind of grown up to continue playing games. I grew up, thankfully I'm young enough and yet old enough where I grew up, with the Nintendo and the Sega first, and moving on down the line. I was there. I missed the Atari, but everything else I've been there for.
Precious times.
And so I love playing video games, and
awesome.
I'm not like a huge personally like into like mobile games specifically, but I really enjoyed Raid when I started getting into it, and just kind of like kept with it. I play D&D like twice a week. Dungeons and Dragons is a big thing for me. Tabletop role-playing games. That's something I absolutely adore doing.
Dungeons
very
and
fun.
Dragons, you said?
Dungeons and Dragons, yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons. I'll check it out.
But like that I started doing that maybe like 8 years ago or so, and that actually was a really important thing for me because it, like, the way I approach this community and my channel and stuff is something I learned doing that, because it became, when I was introduced to Dungeons and Dragons, was at this game shop with a group of people there that are incredibly embracing and incredibly positive and supportive. So it's a very diverse group, whether it's sexuality, gender, race, like it's incredibly diverse and incredibly uplifting and supportive, and making sure that the content that we're doing encourages that, and that, and what that really showed me is that you need to really welcome people in, and I got to see through their actions what it really meant to do that, and how uplifting, how empowering that can be for people. And I know these are a lot of buzzwords, but they really ring true, of like, they make you feel like you're a part of something, and like it's okay to be yourself, which we should all feel. And so that's a lot of the positivity and stuff I look at in my community. That's one of the things I try to encourage as much as possible. Like on my streams, on my channel, like, that kind of embracing, thanking, and like you guys saying how much you support me and appreciate me, that's a reflection of that. And that's how I feel. I feel unbelievably thankful that you guys are there to enjoy this and support this, and that means a ton to me. But I bring all that acting experience into my YouTube stuff, so I feel like that helps me a lot as far as being engaging and chatting with you guys, being able to joke around and have a good time.
You're probably the most positive person I've ever met in my life.
Yeah. So. Well, it's because I'm on camera. Believe me, when the camera's not on me, I'm not always as positive. But I mean, like, why it doesn't help. What was it? My stepmom used to tell me.
They say you look like an Ice Cube rapper. I don't know why. Like, really, you are similar or not? I don't know.
Okay, I guess I don't know.
Let me check out Ice Cube.
Right.
I don't know how he looks like, what he looks like.
My stepmom told me that it takes way more energy to be angry than it does to be happy. So why should I spend more energy being upset about something as opposed to just finding the positives in it? And I just think that really rings true. So just in my life in general, I try to be positive and see the good things and stuff when I can. Doesn't happen all the time. I get upset and pissed off and angry and sad like everybody else, but that's
the very great expression to sum it all up. Yeah, exactly. I'd say.
Yeah, it's been very true in my life, and
life is too short to waste it on the bullshit.
It is. It's also, what's really amazing, and like it's every day it's something that is reinforced when I, through the community, but like when you put out positive ideas and thoughts and vibes, that's what comes back to you most of the time. You know what I mean? The hard part is making sure you don't dwell on the negative stuff. But if you can just let that go or recognize it as a moment, and that we have all kinds of moments all the time, and not look at it as a continual thing. That's really good. Like when you were asking me, what's the dumbest thing I've done and the biggest error, I immediately thought of like 5 things that I've done that were awesome. And I had the hardest time trying to think of something that was not, because those failures, I forget about them. I don't dwell on it. So like I don't think about the things I haven't done successfully. But what I do think about are like, oh, I used Vergis in a comp. That was awesome. Like super cool. I was able to make Santa audible with Painkeeper. You know what I mean? Like those are the things that come to my mind, because like those are the things that I'm like really get me excited and make me happy. And so, just kind of my general outlook on how to do things.
All right. If anyone else has any questions, I'd like to read them. I'll just skim over the chat.
Come on, guys. Somebody's got a question, right? I mean, I do this coaching stuff all the time. You get a chance for free coaching. Come ask me a question. This is actually what I do on stream all the time. Is I get people to pop in, they ask questions, and I generally will answer them, or my chat does. But like I like this is literally like 24/7 for me. It's like someone's got a question about Clan Boss. We're here trying to answer them, or just about the game though. But
Lydia, someone asks about Lydia. Wants to know your opinion over the hero.
So this is one of those moments I was actually wrong. I thought Lydia was going to be super OP. I was like, she's going to break the game. She's good though. She doesn't break the game. She's actually kind of a perfect faction war final champion. And I'm actually excited. I feel like the Doom Tower champions are going to be like Lydia, where they're going to be strong. So you're going to want to get them, but not so strong that they break the meta of the game. And I think Lydia is going to be really good. There's a couple speed tunes for Clan Boss that people have been kind of putting together. They're all okay. I haven't seen any that are amazing yet. But definitely I think she's a really good champion. Like I feel like she's one of those champions that's really good everywhere. I was surprised. I put her in my spider team. She's crushing it for my spider team, just as my decreased defense and weaken champion.
Oh yeah, when you don't have the Venus and Draco, this is the only option.
Yeah, and she's very, very good at it. I mean, there's lots of ways that you can use her. I think she's really good. She's really good in arena, and I'm very happy to find that she's not OP or meta breaking in arena. But because I was afraid she was gonna be. But I don't think she is. I think she's a spectacular champion, and I think she has a really great place in this game.
I've been actually working on the arena defense, and I build up my team with Lydia and her aura, because not a lot of heroes in the game has this kind of a aura. And like you've got Razin, who has 90 resist aura. You've got Sifi. This hero warlord and some others. So this is kind of a budget arena defense leader spell that you have. So I can show you. I've got like 420,000 power arena defense team. So she is great. I can show you like for a
sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm with you on that. Like I want more champions kind of like Lydia.
Okay.
You know, where you have these skills that are put together that you don't see all the time, right? Like she, not only does she give you more speed and strengthen for, like you're saying, a defensive team and that aura, but she's also going to give you decreased defense and weaken. Like, so now not only can you do that, but now you can counterattack within that. You know, like those are the things that are really unique. Like what makes Chris so amazing, right?
Yeah.
Chris not only gives you speed, but he also gives you ally protection, and he gives you provoke, and he gives you that decreased defense and decreased attack. Like he brings all these different things, and the best champions in this game do that. You know, and I just love having more champions like that, and I think Lydia's great in that respect. Like, because she brings all these different things to the game, I think that's a really positive champion to add.
I gotta show you, bro. I have really powerful team, and you might also consider building like actually your personal arena defense, kind of a similar way.
I just really like using corner.
Yeah, I know, but it's.
But you're right. Like I do need to absolutely. I think. You know, when I get to that point where I actually decide to push for platinum, this a real arena defense team will probably be in the works.
This is my account, and here's my Lydia. Like 511 resistance, 34, and this shit probably even stays alive after the blender hit. So. It is kind of powerful, and the overall team looks that way. She's in the leader spot, then Tormin.
Tormin would be nice to have,
and Cythelia. This is the greatest team I've come to, because like look at this. You've got strip, double debuffs, buff, defense buff. And then Tormin hits like a truck. What the fuck?
Wow. It was so good you broke the game.
Oh yeah. I actually remember your CB team that broke the game. Like 4-1. That was amazing. And I saw like the Sifi hitting 100 million damage to the Ultra Nightmare CB. That was very fun. So
that was pretty cool.
This is surviving almost everything. Like really,
that's great. I mean, that's a heck of a team. That's an enjoyable team to watch. I can see that.
Yeah, it is.
The strip, the debuff, the slam, and then the slam with the provoke. Ugh, nasty.
And it has like everything here has like 3k plus defense, almost 60,000-70,000 HP, and block revive from Lydia. That actually matters because there are a lot of reviving heroes out there.
The block revive is the best.
Yeah,
that's a huge skill that she brings.
Let me.
I think you're right. I think that is the way you want to use her. Is like an arena defense type of champion, like this kind of a run.
Yeah, and the only other opportunity I had for building like the arena defense team was Razin, but he is not viable for anything. This girl has 2 buffs, 2 debuffs, has block revives, and then again huge res lead, and makes great for everyone else out there who has not Sifi and other res leads. That's it.
Yeah, that's a really good team. I mean, you could use Razin instead of Alton, I would imagine, but like that's a real good team right there.
I hope they will not break down like the Tormin by adding new heroes, because this new Christmas fusion might actually break him down in his usability at all.
Maybe, but I mean, I also think she's going to be amazing with Tormin. I mean, that's just like, she gets more stuff the more people that are frozen. Like that's gonna be like that's the combo right there.
Yeah. We might take advantage of that. Yep.
It's gonna be nasty. It's gonna be real nasty.
All right.
Yeah, it's a good team.
If anyone else has any questions, what do you think of Burget? We actually already discussed it earlier, so you can find it in the record. Jedi, are you still working on projects, or is your specialty CB?
I mean, my specialty is clan boss for sure.
Specialty.
That's where, and you know why is because that's where I get the most enjoyment out of the game. I think that's where the most strategy is right now, the most variety is right now, and it allows me to use more champions that way. Project wise, as far as like YouTube stuff, I need to do some more spotlight videos on individual champions. I think those get well received. I actually get a fair amount of enjoyment out of them, especially trying some of the lesser used champions. So that's something I'd like to do. But right now, I'm in this weird spot where I don't quite have what I would really like to do is gear all my champions out, so I don't have to constantly swap gear around to try things. That's kind of this weird spot I'm stuck in. So I never have silver, and I also never have enough gear for all my champions. Like you were looking through, half of them don't have gear on. So currently, those are kind of the things I'd like to do. Eventually, I'd like to pursue some more arena stuff. Work on that, get my teams a little bit better in that respect, and kind of talk people through ways that you can work on your teams. It seems people tend to really like the way I explain things, so finding different areas of the game that I can explain for people is good and helpful. But there is actually a lot in this game, and because I don't do videos every day, I still have a lot of stuff to explore and talk about. So I do plan on branching out a little bit more with more champion stuff, more guides for different areas, like spiders or dragons and stuff like that. Various things. Yeah, sure.
All right. Sure. Awesome. And yet we are very greedy on your content, so waiting and attempt to see new videos. Yep.
I appreciate it.
Is that Bot Alcazar better than Doom Priest on CB?
Yes. Depends on, the only difference is Doom Priest is great because Doom Priest will cleanse every single turn. So when you're facing the green affinity, he'll cleanse not only the debuff but the stun as well. Bad Alcazar does one cleanse every 3 turns, so you're gonna have to pick the stun or the slow, and that's kind of the trade-off there,
Man, it's so embarrassing when you can't take him as a leader hero, Bad Alcazar.
Oh my god, Bad Alcazar is so good though, like so good. Yeah. And the thing that people don't realize, that 20%, his passive where you get 20% extra damage. Yeah. When you have poison on the enemy, that is massive. My Rosin, when I drop him in my team, he does like about 40k a hit on his A1, which I think is really good, right? Yeah, over 120,000 A1. That's when I have Bad Alcazar and he's going instead of going somewhere between like 40 and 50k, he's doing 50 to 65.
Oh, huge.
Sometimes like 70, 75k a hit.
Huge
like
difference.
It is massive, the difference. So depending on your team, Bad Alcazar is a real good addition.
Alright, thank you. Говорят, на игре всегда не можешь помыть юзабельность. Ага, это ты почти Петр Первый, только тот прорубил фаталист вроде. Doom Priest это фаталист, ребят, да. Сравнивают, поскольку людям... Все. Alright, it is probably late for you already. Might be inconvenient to continue, so we can actually stop the interview and say thank you, and that we appreciate your time that you actually devoted to interview. That is probably a good sign for the future development of the both communities. We actually wanted to build this bridge between two communities because many ideas should be transparent, many ideas should be actually exchanged between, and this is the most preferred scenario for every player, for every user, when we have this kind of a wide range of ideas and sources of things that might facilitate our regular game. So we actually appreciated that you came today and helped many of us answer on some of the questions.
My pleasure.
Yeah, if
you're 100% right, by the way. Like I did not, I didn't come up with the calculator by myself.
Yep.
I made adjustments, and mine is like I think the best version that's out there. But I built it off of what other people have done too.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of my clanmates have actually been instrumental in that. And, you know, I a lot of these comps, most of the comps that are out there that I have on my website, I came up with a lot of them. Don't get me wrong, but I didn't come up with all of them, and I didn't come up with any of them by myself. Every single one of them, I've gone talked to somebody about to get some help, get some advice, you know, make it better. So like I'm totally in favor of you know, making this community a bigger whole or one, because you know we all have stuff to learn from other people, because like the stuff I do wouldn't be possible by myself, you know. So I'm definitely excited. I'm really happy that I was able to come on. I really thank you for inviting me on here and like having me come and talk to you guys, because it was fun. And you know, I'm glad there's a whole segment of people I don't get to talk to and acknowledge and thank. And so thank you guys, and I'm really happy to have been here, man. Thank you for bringing me on.
I'm just astonished that goddamn it helped. It happened actually. My idol is on the stream. Oh fuck. I can even. All right. Thank you very much, Deadwood. And I also would ask, please, chat, please, audience. Also, if you want to say something last, I don't know, it might be not last words at the end of the day, but still, someone typed that your head is awesome, by the way.
Thanks.
Yeah. And
well, yeah, I guess the only thing I'd say is, like, you know, if you guys can take the time to subscribe to my YouTube, come find me on Twitch. I'm there like 4 days a week. And if you need personal help, hit up my Patreon. Otherwise, come drop by my Discord if you need help with your Clan Boss team, where people are almost always willing to help you if you're polite and you're patient. Everybody's willing to help. And otherwise, yeah, it's awesome community. I really appreciate you guys being here and supporting, and I look forward to talking to you again. I know we will talk a little bit about, you know, maybe a little translation in the future. Maybe not immediate future, but, you know, coming down the pipe for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. We will
Thank you. This has been awesome. I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, we'll probably end the stream right now. So have a wonderful Sunday tomorrow.
Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, since it's just beginning for you guys. So
thank you, and bye bye everyone.
My best friend, 23, she left her body and hovered above me. I saw no shadow, I looked around, searched every building and home that I found. I saw no shadow, but felt the glow. The warmth inside me kept me afloat. It felt like heaven had found my bones and gave me comfort when I feel alone. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. My best friend to 23. I heard the heavens crying above me. They gained an angel, I lost a friend. I felt like dying again and again. I went through hell, stared at death, but I keep fighting with each living breath. I saw no way out from where I stood. Felt like the fire had burned me through. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm best friends.